how's it going? It's Colin Daniel from riffninja.com. Here to answer another question from one of my students. Greg asks, how do I change scales with the chords? Wow. You just opened up a can of worms, man. You opened up a big can of worms. I'll start here. Since you didn't give me the exact details, I'll start where I think is the best place to start, and that is with a blues progression. If you're ever going to be a great guitar player, you have to understand the blues. The blues permeates all of our styles of music except for classical. And if you're wanting to learn classical guitar, you got the wrong guy. You need to turn on to somebody else. Now, as far as following the chords go, your best bet is to start with a straight ahead 1-4-5 progression and learn that. A progression that I like to use a lot originally was inspired by Dave Edmunds and the Rockpile when they did I Hear You Knockin' in the 70s. Now that's a much older song than when they redid it, but he's the one that kind of made it really popular for in our time. And it's based on a 12-bar in E with one little extra change just to make it interesting. So it's a 12-bar and it goes like this: E, and it uses they use full chords too, like, and it's major chords, and that's another issue too, because you have to decide what scales you're using by the chords and how they relate to what's going on. In this case, it's a blues thing, even though I'm playing major chords. Because the bass is playing a flatted 7th in it, and so is the guitar at one point. The combination of the guitar and the bass together create that blues 7th chord, which is that fence-sitting chord that could be either major or minor. And in this case, it leans towards the minor. And I like to play this shuffle pattern like this. And so what happens is there's 4 bars of E. What? You said you don't want to learn a chord progression? You want to learn how to switch scales with the chords? Well, if you want to learn to do that, guess what? You got to learn the chord progression first. And a good place to start is 12-bar, okay? So 12-bar, it's going to be 4 bars of E in this case. There's a little twist to this progression. So it's, but for the first 8 bars, it's pretty standard. 4 bars of E, which is the 1 chord. 2 bars of A, which is the 4 chord, back to 2 bars of E. That's 8 bars. The last 4 bars is where the trick comes in. If you follow the Dave Edmunds progression, in the solo, it goes to an F sharp for the last 4 bars. It's F sharp, which is the 2 chord. F sharp is the 2 chord in E. Then it goes to the A chord, the 4 chord. Then it goes to the B, which is the 5. That's the chord progression I'm going to follow today to give you an example, because there are many approaches to this, and of course there's no way I'm going to cover it all in a short lesson, but at least it'll give you a kickstart. So, you know, off the E, I'm going to play an E pentatonic scale. I've got some of the most straightforward options is this E pentatonic scale open here, or the 12th fret, you know, the 1 position. Now when I follow chord progressions, I don't play the scale as much as I play the riffs that I've taken out of the scale. So I'll be playing riffs out of this E pentatonic scale here and this E pentatonic scale here for the E change. Then when I go to the A change, I'll be playing out of the A pentatonic scale at the 5th fret and at 17th fret, if you can reach that far, depending on the type of guitar you got, right? And then my other change is F sharp. There's my F sharp scale. And my B scale's the other one. So, you know, when I'm off the, like, for this song, I like to play kind of a Chuck Berry style, you know, so I'll do a lot of double stops, but they'll be related to the chords. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's my E. Now I'll go to the A. I could repeat the same thing. Back to the E. Now I got to go to the F sharp. Or you can play F sharp up here at the 14th fret. But you don't want to jump around. You want to choose one. I like to go down to the lower F sharp. It's pretty dramatic because I'll be up here playing, you know, the E. Now I got to go to the F sharp. To the A. To the B. You can pick just one little movement and move it around till you get more used to it. Like, now you notice that time I went to the E pentatonic minor scale just for fun when I went back to the E. So, you know, my first change was up here at the 12th fret for the E. Then I went to the A. Then I went back to the E. Now I got to go to the F sharp. And I got to go to the A. You know, then I got to go to the B. Now all I'm doing right now is just relating these changes to you and showing you what scales I've taken them out. You have to, of course, figure out how long that is going to be. It's going to be the equivalent in time. Sometimes I like to answer my rhythm riffs like what I was doing where I go 1, 2, 3, 4, then a riff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, then I'll go to the A. So it depends on what you're doing with that. I do have a good course on that, actually, come to think of it, if you're interested more on this subject, and I just released it recently. And it's all about early rock and roll riffs, which is a great place to start to learn to follow your chords. I mean, there's jazz, the jazz modal system too, there's other things, but this is a good start because it is a form of modal playing, what I was just showing you. But it's not the whole secret. There's no way I could do it all. As you can see, my time is running already over, and I got my producers jumping up and down, and they're freaking out and going, time, cut, right? You know, so my point is there's a lot more to learn about that, but I hope this has given you a start. And yeah, if you want to check out more, you've got to check me out at riffninja.com, and I have that course on early rock and roll guitar, and it's about combining rhythm and riffs together, and that's a good place to start too, because you really have to be connected with your chords and your riffs to understand how to move with the chords and using your scales over top of it. And thanks a lot for all of your responses, all of your questions, your comments. This is going to make my teaching better, and it's going to benefit everyone. Thank you very much. So don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Take care.